Bonjour les élèves, these notes are on le comparatif et le superlatif. We're actually going to just talk in this video about partie A, le comparatif. We'll talk about le superlatif at a later time, so you can either save some room or use the back or get a second page of Cornell style notes for that part. So let's just talk about le comparatif. We'll use this to compare two people or two things. Par exemple, you're going to use plus when you want to say more, moins when you want to say yes, or you'll use aussi when something is the same as, or also. It means also or equal to. So we'll use these in a certain formula when setting up your sentence to compare two things on the basis of an adjective. So we'll always start with our subject, a form of the verb être to say something is, aussi, plus, ou moins, so our comparison word, the adjective, so the basis that we're comparing, and the word que, which actually means than, and then the second thing that you're comparing. So this is the formula we'll use when we're writing comparative sentences. Par exemple, let's look at these two people. We have Paul and we have Pierre. We can say Pierre est plus grand que Paul. Pierre is what we would say taller than Paul. So here's our subject Pierre, the verb est, our comparison word plus, grand is our adjective, and then we have que and our second noun, Paul. Now there's some important things I want to make sure that you put into your notes. Adjectives are always going to agree with the first person. In our example sentence, they're both guys, so the word grand is in the masculine form. But you always have to stop and make sure that adjective is agreeing with the subject. Like this, for example. Pierre, René, est moins grande que Pierre. You can see that grande is in the feminine form. We have the E added to it because René is a girl. Okay, some pronouns. When you're using a pronoun after que, you're always going to use a stress pronoun. Stress pronouns are moi, toi, lui, elle, nous, vous, eux, or elle. So if you wanted to say, I am less tall than him, this is what the sentence would look like. Je suis moins grande que lui. So you'll use, if you want to use a pronoun instead of someone's name or a noun, you'll use moi, toi, lui, elle, nous, vous, eux, or elle after that word que. Okay, let's talk about the word bon. Bon, as you know, means good. When you want to say better, you're going to use the word meilleur. Meilleur is the word for better. You'll add an E, a silent E to meilleur to make it feminine. You'll add an S to it to make it plural. So you will never, ever write the words plus and bon together. Plus goes in front of all other adjectives when you want to say something is more than something else, but never before the word bon. So plus bon actually equals meilleur. It is okay to say moins bon, to say something is less good, but you'll never say plus bon. Other things to point out to you, to say that there are more or less of the same number of a noun. This is actually what you're going to use. Plus with de, moins with de, or autant de to say the same of. So plus de is when you want to say there's more of something, moins de if you want to say there's less of something, and autant de when you want to say there's the same amount of something. Your formula would look like this. Subject, verb, autant de, plus de, moins de, then the noun, and then que, and then the second noun. So if I wanted to say, I have more pencils than you, j'ai plus de crayons que toi. I'm literally saying, I have more of pencils than you. Okay, I have a couple sentences that I want you to try, and I don't have my little writing thing here, so I can't write the answers. But I want you to compare une voiture to un vélo, and I want you to say that the car is more expensive than the bike. I would like you to compare summer to fall using the adjective bon. And I want you to compare McDonald's to White Castle to say that it is less, one of them is less delicious. So you could pause right now if you wanted, try to put those in your notes, and then press play again. Okay, so if you paused it, wrote these in your notes, I'll go through what you could have written for the answer. I can't type them in here or write them because I don't have my writing utensil with me, but you can listen to see if you have the right thing. So if we're going to say a car is more expensive than a bike, we would say une voiture est plus chère qu'un vélo. Notice when you write con vélo, you drop the E and que before the vowel and on. If you're going to say that summer is better than fall, okay, that's my opinion. You could switch those if you wanted. You would say l'été est meilleur que l'automne. If you want to say White Castle is less delicious than McDonald's, you would say White Castle's est moins délicieux, masculine form, que McDonald's, or however you want to say it, whichever order you want to say it. Okay, so that does it for le comparatif. We'll add le superlatif a little bit later, but that's it for the comparative. Au revoir.